Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports on location. This afternoon, May 4th, 2018, we are proud to be bringing you St. Louis Park High School girls basketball. It is a Metro West Conference matchup featuring the visiting Bloomington Jaguars, coming in with an overall record of 5-4. And they are going to go against St. Louis Park, who is 6-4. If you joined us the other night, we were broadcasting St. Louis Park's last game. They were on the road at Benilde. Annabelle Schutte pitched a gem of a game until the very last inning. They had a 1-0 lead, and they just let it slip out of their hands before losing 4-2 in a 7-inning matchup. Tonight, we are bringing you a doubleheader. St. Louis Park is the home team in Game 1. Bloomington Jaguars will be home in Game 2, and the reason is because of the delayed season, because of the very long winter we have been suffering in this area of the world. But tonight it's gorgeous, 70 degrees, a little breezy, crosswind coming out of left field will definitely impact play. But we're about to begin. Schutte is on the mound, and she is facing number 14, Lizzie Wagner, the shortstop, and the first pitch on the way. We don't have a scoreboard, so we'll try to keep on top of the stats as much as we can. I think that was a ball. I'm Robert Christensen, happy to be bringing you the play-by-play on this gorgeous afternoon in St. Louis Park, and we are at Aquila Park in St. Louis Park. Big swing and a miss, just a foul tip. I think that's strike one. So Schutte, a great pitcher, going to St. Kate's next year to play Division III softball. See if she's got another gem in here tonight. I was speaking with her coach, Bobby Crumpston, and he refers to his star pitcher as the meal ticket, and he is absolutely right. Big pitch there by Schutte, and that is a strikeout. Looking, and she's off to a great start, 1K. So down goes Lizzie Walker, and now that brings up Cassie Edlund, the second baseman, number 11, the right-handed hitter. A little shorter, so smaller strike zone for Schutte. Outfield is shaded to the right, probably due to the wind and the fact that Schutte's pitching. She brings the heat, and that means a lot of balls will likely go to right field, just because it's tough to catch up with those pitches. Okay, Schutte on away. Second pitch, and that's another strike. So 0-2 to Edlund. One out here, top of the first. We'll get you the lineups for both as we progress here in the early innings. Schutte, that ball is high and outside. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the second baseman, Cassie Edlund. Edlund is a junior right field. That ball high and inside. Edlund had to back out of the box to avoid getting hit. So ball 2, 2-2 to Cassie Edlund. Another pitch, that's a strike call. So now it's 2-2 to Edlund. Bloomington looked real good in their warm-ups, I thought, in the field. They're batting now, but very crisp around the horn infield warm-up. And now we're gonna have a meeting at the mound between Annabelle Schutte, the pitcher, and her catcher. So tap on the back there, and we're about to begin here. So 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first. And there is Edlund. Pitch on away. And that ball's fouled to the right side, out of play. Count remains the same. Just trying to look up Edlund's stats here. Let's see if I can find them. There they are. She's played in 7 games, 24 at-bats, 4 hits. And she walks. So the first base runner is Edlund on the base on balls. And that brings a little song from the bench of the Jaguars. Now stepping into the batter's box for the Jaguars, batting third is Jackie DeFries, the catcher, number 9. She's looking over for the sign. Edlin looks like she might have some wheels on her, so look to see if there's going to be a steal. I know there was a stolen base by Benilde. And yeah, she's going. And the throw down to second in time, but off the mark, gets over the center field. But backing up nicely, the play for St. Louis Park was number 3, Megan Perkins, the center fielder. And we got a timeout now. Bobby Crumpton wants to talk things over with the team, and the whole team has come in for the conference. So they're just gonna go over contingencies with the stolen base. So Edlin's on second, 1 out. So runner in scoring position for the Jaguars, and at the plate, again, is Jackie DeFries. Or excuse me, it's Jacey DeFries, J-A-C-E-Y. She has 22 at-bats, 5 runs, 10 hits, 5 singles, 4 doubles, 1 home run, and she's batting .455. That's why she's in the third slot with a slugging percentage of .773. So it's a key at bat here. They want to get this runner across on this windy day, and there's another strike call for Schutte. And boy, the wind is really gusting. It's got to be, 20 miles an hour, or right around there. Really strong gusts right out of the outfield. So want to keep that ball down. Big swing and a miss. And a strikeout. No, not a strikeout. That's strike 2. Yeah, it is a strikeout. I was a little faked out there by Jacey DeFries, but she wanted to go talk, maybe give a little advice on what she saw at the plate to Anna Martin, who's batting number 4. And she is the third baseman, and she takes strike 1. So 2 outs now, runner on first for the Jaguars. No score, top of the first. Annabelle Schutte, the star pitcher for St. Louis Park, on the mound once again. Looking to get out of the top of the first. Big pitch, and now she has the Jaguars' Anna Martin in the hole. 0-2. Looking to make quick work of this batter so that St. Louis Park can get up and get some hits on. All right, here's the pitch. And that is fouled off to the right side. Out of play. Count remains 0-2 to Anna Martin. Martin's stats are as follows. She's played in 6 games, 16 at-bats, 7 hits, .438 batting average. And there's a dribbler to the third baseman, Sophie Ullman. She gets it over to the first baseman, number 7. That is Hansen, and that retires the side to end of the top of the first. No score on 1 hit, and now the Jaguars will play defense. And coming up to bat for St. Louis Park in their bottom half of the first is leading off Annabelle Schutte, the pitcher. She's number 41, batting second. At shortstop, Maddie Cassio. Maddie, the dancing shortstop Cassio. You were watching our broadcast against Benilde earlier this week. She made a nice play in the outfield, and they have a nice sound system over at Benilde, and playing some music after during a break, and she was dancing a little jig out there. We caught it on our broadcast, so you can check that out. She's having a nice year as well. So let's see who else is up to bat. Following Schutte and Cassio will be Sophie Ullman, the third baseman, who just made the put out there to end the top of the first. Then followed by Maddie Schmitz, who is playing catcher. Batting fourth, batting fifth is Savannah Romero, playing first. Batting 6th is Maddie Malkasin. She is playing second base. Then up after her is the right fielder, Caitlin Sesman. And then up after her is the left fielder, Sophie Schmitz. And last is the center fielder, Megan Perkins, who did a nice job backing up an attempt to throw out a stealing base runner. So pitching for the Jaguars, if I can get her number, I'll share her information here. It looks like that is number 5. That's right, there was no hit. My producer, Paul Broden, has informed me that's right. She did walk and then stole second. And then that retired the inning. So yeah, no hits for Schutte. And there's a pitch on away from number 5, the pitcher for Bloomington. The pitcher for Bloomington is Ellie Moore. All right, Schutte, the first batter here in the bottom of the first. Pitch on away. Oh, and a big swing and a miss, but a dropped third strike, but she tags her out or throws her out at first. So dropped third strike is not an out. So that's 1 out on the strikeout, credited to Ellie Moore. Records her first strikeout. So that brings up Cassio, the shortstop. Pitch on away, and a half swing, pop up, and nice job by Ellie Moore coming in. Kind of a dangerous play there with the catcher deciding not to come out, but could have been a collision there, but nice job, because the ball wasn't super high in the air there on the replay, and nice heads-up play by the pitcher. So quickly 2 outs now, and now stepping in is Sophie Ullman, the third baseman, trying to get something going here with 2 outs on the first pitch from Moore, and she is throwing strikes, which is what you want to do when you're pitching. So looking up Sophie Ullman in 8 games, 25 at-bats, she has 9 hits. She's batting .360, 5 singles, 4 doubles. Pitch on away, strike call. So both pitchers off to good starts today. Again, this is a shortened game. You usually go 7 innings, but tonight 5, and there's a hit into center field. So Sophie Ullman starts it with 2 with a nice strong base hit right back up the middle. So St. Louis Park has something brewing here. So that'll bring up the number 4 hitter for St. Louis Park, and that is Maddie Schmitz. Schmitz is the catcher, number 8. Just looking up Schmidt's stats as Moore brings the first pitch in. That ball is high, but she takes a swing, and they try to pick off Ullman at first. So the catcher for Bloomington is not shy. Very confident, throw that ball. They can always, if that ball goes into the outfield and gets by the right fielder, Ullman could be on third real quick, and there's a swing really late on the pitch, fouled out sharply on the right side. So now 2 strikes on Maddie Schmitz. Just looking here at her stats at bat, she has 23 at bats over 8 games, 6 hits, 5 singles, a double. And there's a hit to the right fielder, and nice play backing up for Bloomington. Megan Roach, nice job there backing up and one-handing that. That was tough, especially with this win. So that retires the side. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and we will go to the top of the second, and Schutte comes out to take the mound. The top of the second, so expected up for Bloomington will be, I expect, the first baseman, Hansen. Try and get a first name for Miss Hansen. Yes, that's Peyton Hansen. She's their first baseman, followed by Lindsay Greeley. Just looking for Greeley's stats here. Well, we don't have any stats, so maybe this is her first time playing. Yep, no stats on Greeley, so let's see what happens anyway. But following Greeley and Hansen will be Chloe Moore, the pitcher. So those are your first three batters up to lead off the top of the second. Looks like the outfield is the same for St. Louis Park. Again, we know Annabelle Schutte is the pitcher. The catcher, again, is Maddie Schmitz. At first base is Savannah Romero. Okay, we're about to begin here. Top of the second. And up to bat is number 46, Peyton Hansen, the first baseman, and she takes up first pitch, strike. So strike one to Hansen, the number 5 hitter. Peyton Hansen is batting .318 with a .423 on-base percentage, and pitch number 2 is a ball. So 1-1 to Peyton Hansen. The outfield is shaded way to the right. The right fielder is just maybe 6-7 yards off the line, and the left fielder is way off the line out there in left field. So I think that has to do with the wind and the fact that they got a really strong pitcher on the mound in Annabelle Schutte. So I think that was a called second strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to the first baseman, Jaguar Peyton Hansen. Lots of coordinated cheers by the Jaguar bench, and there's another strike call. So that's 2 strikes. So it must be 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter here, gorgeous day, and now the wind seems to have died down. I expect it might die down as we progress here in the day. Start time here was about 4:45. We were a little delayed because we thought we were going to be on a different field, which they are remodeling. So this is the normal field, and that down goes Peyton Hansen on the strikeout. So that's second strikeout of the night for Schutte, first out of the top of the second, and that brings up number 13, Lindsay Grezzi. And that first pitch is fouled. Stayed in play, but unable to catch up to it is the St. Louis Park first baseman who was hustling in, Savannah Romero. So pitch number 2 to Grezzi. And that ball's right back to Schutte. Easy play over to Romero for a quick second out. So now 2 down. And that brings up the pitcher number 5, Chloe Moore, excuse me. Chloe Moore has 14 at-bats, 2 runs scored, 5 hits, 5 singles. Batting .357. But with 2, and she is a lefty, and boy, she just trying to slap at it as she was running. I thought she was gonna try to bunt for a base hit here. She started the run through that box. There's a nice shot of her. Those powder blue famous uniforms that Bloomington Jaguars have sported for all these years, and yeah, she runs out of the box. I don't know if that's meant to distract the pitcher or what that is. I've seen that before. I'm not sure I get what the logic is behind doing that, unless you're really trying to bunt for a base hit. Okay, pitch on away, and that is sort of like a bunt, but high hopper, easy play by Ullman, but the throw a little bit low and nicely picked up by Romero there, just keeping that in the glove. So nice play there by the St. Louis Park Orioles, and they retire the Jaguars 1-2-3. And so we will go to the bottom of the second, no score, as the Jaguars take the field. due up for St. Louis Park. Here in the bottom of the second will be, I believe, Maddie Schmitz. Schmitz is the catcher. I believe it's going to be Savannah Romero, the first baseman. We'll see who comes on deck here. Just a gorgeous Friday afternoon here in Minneapolis, suburbs of St. Louis Park. And looks like we're about to get underway. Chloe is out there, Chloe Moore, she'll pitch in the second. They'll have a little meeting there on the mound. In come the infielders. Some words of encouragement, and that is Romero, number 7, so she will be first up, followed by Maddie McIntosh and then Caitlin Seaman are the 3 batters to start out the bottom of the second. No score here, really windy day. I think it's going to keep the score low here. Plus we've got some really good pitchers. And having said that, Chloe Moore, strike 1 to Romero.
Go, come on, kid.
Moore with the wind-up pitch on away. Strike call, so now Romero in the hole quickly, 0-2. Looks down to her coach, Bobby Crampton. Pitch on away, and she almost offered at it, but ball called, just a ball. Didn't look like it was that far to the strike zone. My vantage point isn't very good to really determine that, but now it's 1-2. Pitch on away and a swing and a miss. Strike call, and that'll go around the horn for the Jaguars. Strikeout for Moore. Looking at Moore's stats, as a pitcher, she's 4-2. Giving up 32 hits, 21 runs. ERA 2.89 as compared to Schuette's ERA 1.2. And her pitch in the dirt, tried to take something off of that, as she now is facing Maddie McIntosh, the second baseman. McIntosh's batting stats are as follows, and she swings at that and fouls it back, so another strike call. McIntosh in 5 games, she's had 12 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 singles. She's batting .167. That was a ball now by Moore. So I believe the count is 1-2. Again, if you're just joining us, we don't have the benefit of a scoreboard or a statistician, and that ball right on it is McIntosh. That one was fouled straight back, so she's catching up to her pitches. She just missed it. Nice cut there by McIntosh. 2 strikes, though, to number 6, second baseman McIntosh. Pitch on away and a swing with the high, hard one. Strikeout number 2 of the inning for Moore. 2 outs, and that brings up number 56 for St. Louis Park. That's Caitlin Sesman with 2 outs, trying to get something going here, or Seaman, I should say, and first pitch swung on and missed, strike 1. So Moore getting on top of these hitters early, pretty consistently. Seaman's stats, she's got 15 at-bats over 8 games, 4 hits. She's batting .267 and another pitch. So I think that's a strike 2, so 0-2. A little encouragement from the first base coach. No easy out. Oh, high pitch, she laid off of it. And that showed great discipline because her teammates have been chasing that pitch to no success at all. It's what they call the high, hard one, and she laid off that one. So let's see if she gets a good pitch here, and she lays off another high pitch. So the count is evened up here, 2-2. And that ball low, so count is full. 2 outs, nobody on. And nice job here by Seaman. Caitlin trying to get on base and swung up, fouled back. Catcher can't see it, stayed in play. Lost opportunity to get that 3rd out, so Seaman stays alive, the right fielder. All right, she asks for time as she steps into the box. Moore is ready to go. The wind up by Moore, and that's a high ball, and she lets her on. So we have a base runner on a walk. Nice at bat there by Seaman. She's facing a very formidable pitcher here in Chloe Moore. So that brings up number 15, Sophie Schmitz. Schmitz on the year has played in 7 games, 13 at bats, and she hits that first pitch right to the third baseman, and she gets it over for the third out. So 5-3 is the scoring play, and that is a third out, and we will now go to the top of the third. And remember, this is just a 5-inning game, unless, of course, it's tied. And then it may go 6 or 7 or more. So we'll see. And I do expect this to be a low-scoring game. Just both pitchers are stellar. And the conditions are windy, which makes it even more difficult to hit. And that wind is gusting. For a minute, I thought it died down, but it was only momentarily. So let's see. Due up for the Bloomington Jaguars here in their top of the third. So we're cruising right along here in this pitcher's duel. Just looking for it here. So I believe Alyssa Furt, I believe her name is. Let me double check that. I'm just reading someone's writing. Let me check on the stat sheet. Alyssa Felt, F-E-L-T. In 7 games, 16 at-bats, 5 runs scored, 5 hits, 4 singles, and a double. She's batting .312. She'll be followed by Megan Roach, who is the right fielder, made that nifty catch there to end the bottom of the first. And then we'll be at the top of the order again with Lizzie Walker, the shortstop. So Felt, Roach, and Walker due up here, top of the third. Schutte still on the mound, outfield still the same, and they are shaded to the right in the outfield, and they're playing very shallow on this windy day. So, okay, first pitch on the way here for Schutte, as the cheer goes on for the Jaguars. Very coordinated team there on the bench, and big swing and a miss. Pitch was a bit low, but chased there by Felt. And that pitch is hit on slow dribble to third baseman Ullman, who chases and throws out Felt, and a nifty play because also charging was the first baseman Romero, and Maddie McIntosh did a nice job coming over to cover the base, and that is good fundamental infield baseball. Nice to see that, how she was quick to get over there. Well executed out there by St. Louis Park. So they record the first out here in the top of the third, and that will bring up Megan Roach, and her first pitch, and she drills it into the left field, and it gets by the left fielder, and she's going for 2. Will she go for 3? No, it's a stand-up double. So with 1 out in the top of the third, Megan Roach jumps on the first pitch and drills it down the line into the left field. There's the replay. And it gets by the left fielder, and she does a nice job chasing it down. So they were shaded to the right, and they might see if that changes their outfield alignment after that at-bat. So that brings up Lizzie Walker, number 14. She's the leadoff hitter. She's batting .522, and she's got a runner in scoring position, only 1 out here, top of the third, and she gets on that first pitch, and she drills into the right field, and the wind holds it up. And a nice job making the catch in precarious wind conditions. It is an adventure out there in the outfield today. Boy, what a nice play by the right fielder, Caitlin Seaman. So she records the second out, and that now brings to the plate Cassie Edlund. Pitch on away, and she tried to check her swing. A little frustrating there. She sort of snaps her fingers. Not sure what she was trying to do there. There's Annabelle Schutte. So 2 outs after giving up 2 hard hit balls. If you're a Park fan, you worry that they're starting to get the timing down on Schutte. So pitch on away and strike call. You know, it must be nice to be pitching because the wind is behind them, and that actually helps them as well. So it is definitely going to be a pitcher's duel, but some nifty plays in the outfield by the right fielders, and they are going to get the majority of any hits to the outfield just because of the crosswind and out of the left field. And there is another pitch, kind of half swing, fouls it off to the right. So 2 strikes to Cassie Edlund. Again, Edlund coming into the game, she's batting .292. And boy, they got a chance to squeeze a runner on, and this could very easily just be a 1-0 game, one way or the other. So a base hit here would be huge, and now that pitch was high by Schutte. I think that was by design, just trying to get her to chase it. When you have 2 strikes, you want to be protecting the plate, which means you're going to go after pitches that it might not be ideal, just so you don't risk getting called out on strikes. Cardinal sin in baseball and softball to look at a 3rd strike called. And there, she lines that right to the right fielder who was playing her perfectly along the line. Wow, nice defense here being displayed by both teams. Caitlin Seaman saves the day on 2 nice catches in that inning. So St. Louis Park escapes after a nice double with 1 out by Lizzie Walker. But the inning ends with no score, and we will go to the bottom of the 3rd inning in this Metro West matchup. St. Louis Park has 2 hits. Bloomington Jefferson now does have 1 hit after that last inning. But no errors, and a nice game and a lovely day to be out here bringing you the action. So keep an eye if you're interested in... Oh, correction, yes, correction. Both teams have 1 hit apiece, and yeah, that rings true to me as well. Paul Broden piping in going, yeah, it's 1 hit apiece. So coming up, looks like out there on the mound again is Chloe Moore, and coming up to bat in their half of the 3rd for St. Louis Park, leading off will be the number 9 hitter, Megan Perkins, the center fielder, who had a nice backup play on the stolen base. Ball got by the second baseman and the shortstop and backed it up, prevented the runner from going to 3rd. Okay, pitch on away here, bottom of the 3rd, and she lays down a bunt, and that could be trouble for the Jaguars, but nice play by the catcher. Those are tough plays. That ball, you know, probably could have been hit just a little bit more out, but boy, well executed by the catcher, Anna Martin. No, excuse me, the catcher, JC DeFries. Nice job by her. So now up is Annabelle Schutte, the leadoff hitter and the star pitcher for St. Louis Park. See if she can help herself out here after a tough loss to the Red Knights of Benilde St. Margaret's the other night. Okay, big, wow, way behind that pitch. Chloe Moore brought the heat on that pitch, and that's a strike against Schutte. Schutte's stats at the plate: 26 at-bats, 9 hits, batting .346, and she has a 1.20 ERA. So clearly a valuable player for, and there's a pitch high, so Schutte lays off that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield is playing medium deep and fairly straight away, it looks like. And there's a swing, fouled back out of play, so 2 strikes on Annabelle Schutte. Didn't hear me before, she is going to St. Kate's. They don't have scholarships in Division III, but I do think they offer some perks there being in the programs, whether it might be housing choices or things like that. Financial aid packages, and that pitch is high. So I believe the count is 2-2. I know there's 2 strikes, so 1 out. Pitch on away, oh, she hangs in there barely, but she was on it. The timing was down, but missed the pitch. It was a bit high, so she was a bit under it, but she did catch a piece of it to stay alive here. So tough at bat here for Chloe Moore facing Annabelle Schutte. Pitcher versus pitcher. I always find those matchups interesting. And there's a pitch hit to the right side, just foul first baseman. So yeah, this is a real battle here between the pitchers. I believe Chloe Moore's thrown about 6 or 7 so far in this at bat, and the pitch on away and a swing and a miss and a strikeout. Ball around the horn by the Jaguars. 2 outs. Bottom of the third, no score. And stepping in is Maddie Cassio. Pitch on away. Strike call. She looks at that one. So 1 strike to Romero. Or excuse me, Cassio, the shortstop. Romero's the first baseman, and she swings way behind on that pitch. So now quickly 2 strikes with 2 outs here, bottom of the third. And this is a pitcher's duel. Pitch on a way high, took a little something off it. Cassio was smart to lay off of it. Pitch on a way and a swing and a miss, and that's a strikeout for the 3rd out by Chloe Moore. The Jaguars run off the field, and they now will come to bat here in the top of the 4th. And due up for them. Another cheer by the Jaguars. So they've got coordinated cheers throughout the contest. I think it's kind of cool. Makes it fun. Schutte now back out on the mound to take out her warm-up pitches. I expect she'll go the whole way. There's no reason to take out the meal ticket, as Coach Bobby indicates she is, and I don't blame him. That's a term of endearment, of course. So now approaching the plate for the Jaguars is number 9, JC DeVries, the catcher. She had a nice play there in the top or the bottom of the 3rd on the bunt attempt. Got out from behind the plate, distanced herself from the plate to give herself a good throwing angle to the first baseman, and it was textbook play there in those types of situations. So big stretch there. JC DeVries, and she'll step in here. No score. Grabs a little dirt. Keep those hands dry so the bat doesn't slip, and she'll step in and face Annabelle Schutte. Pitch swung on, and that might hit the scorer's table, hits our truck. Might got a good camera angle. It came right at our cameras, perhaps. I don't know. I wasn't watching our monitor here at my table, but strike 1 is the call, so 0-1 to number 9, the catcher, JC DeVries. Again, DeVries is batting .455. So she will be a tough out here for Schutte, and the pitch on away. Strike call, so now 2 strikes to number 9, the catcher, DeVries. I saw her kind of look up to the sky after that one, going, oh my gosh. Now she'll be swinging at anything close, most likely here. So here's the windup. Pitch on away and swung on and drilled to right field. And this time it gets over the right fielder. And she will go for 2. Let's see if she goes for 3. No, she holds up for another stand-up double. So off. Another hit for Bloomington by their catcher, number 9, the 3-hitter DeVries, and that brings up Anna Martin, or excuse me, Peyton Hansen. That was Anna Martin, excuse me. No, that was DeVries. Now up is Anna Martin, number 2. Martin is the 3rd baseman. Martin on 16 at-bats has 7 hits, batting .438. So Bloomington looking to squeeze a run across here in the top of the 4th, and a bunt attempt to advance the runner. just goes foul. So they're trying to just squeeze a run in, and that's not a bad idea to try a bunt there with no outs. They could advance the runner to third. Then it's just a fly ball could get that one run, and I think one run might be the difference here in game one of this doubleheader from Aquila Park and St. Louis Park. Annabelle shooting out in a little bit of trouble. Pitch on away, and there's the bunt attempt, and Ullman throws it over to McIntosh, the second baseman covering first, but it does what it's meant to do, and that is to advance the runner. Number 9, DeVries. So DeVries is on third, the farthest of any base runner by either team here, and we are nearing the end of this first game here. We're only playing 5 innings, and we are in the top of the 4th. And that brings up Peyton Hansen, and it also brings out St. Louis Park coach Bobby Crumston. And they are going to talk over the contingencies. You know, last game we broadcasted against Benilde, the strategy by St. Louis Park was to walk some players to load the bases up, and it kind of backfired because they ended up walking in the go-ahead run, and that cost St. Louis Park. So let's see if they just play it out without walking. And they did have a runner on second. They had runners on, Benilde had runners on second and third, and then they walked it, and I get that logic, and it just didn't work out for them, unfortunately. And then they did it one more time, and then a run got in. So meanwhile, they're gonna talk it over here and see what's going on. And also the head coach for Bloomington is talking to his next 3 batters, and of course the base runner. But boy, that was a nice hit by Bloomington to get that runner, number 9 for Jefferson. DeVries smacked it over the right fielder, Caitlin Seaman's head. So the ball will carry, and you know, it's really windy. Like right now, it's not windy at all. So it's a swirling, gusting wind here. I mean, it goes to nothing, and then all of a sudden, like 20 miles an hour. And the first pitch is low to the first baseman, Peyton Hansen. Just to remind you, or if you're just joining us, her stats, 22 at-bats, 7 hits. She's batting .318. So this is go time for Bloomington right now with a runner on third and pitch on away, fouls it out. Boy, a fly ball on a sacrifice would get that first run across. All right, 2 strikes on Peyton. Shooty, the windup, pitch on away. Strike call, 2 strikes now on Hansen. She didn't agree with that, shaking her head just slightly. All right, she now digs in. .318 hitter here, running and scoring, runner in scoring position clearly. Shooty, pressure on her. And pitch on away, swung on right to the pitcher. She checks the runner. She's gonna go home, and here's the play at the plate, and the tag is too late. Safe is the call. And Bloomington draws first blood. What great action. Here's the replay. And the ball swung on, mishit, and they check the runner, but then they go right to home, and boy, the catcher probably wasn't in the best position to make that tag. I would have liked to have seen her, but I think they, let's see, we got another better replay here. Better angle, throw to first, and here it is. And the catcher just, the ball was there 3 yards before she got there, but the catcher was not in the right position, and now that ball just foul. And at bat now, as we were looking at the replay for Bloomington, is number 13, Greasy, Lindsay. We don't have any stats on her at bats with what information I have here. So I don't know if she hasn't been playing or we just don't have it in the machine of our analytics here at ParkTV 16 Sports. But big run there for Bloomington in the top of the 4th, 1-0. Pitch on away, swung on, fouled back to the left side. Strike. And that's Lindsay Greasy. She is the right fielder. Pitch on away, swung on, fouled back again. So 2 strikes. Nobody on for Bloomington. Still only 1 out, I believe. No, 2 outs, that's right. They did get an out, and they almost threw out the side of the plate. Pitch on away, right over to McIntosh, and she scoops it up. It was right at her. Ball over to the first baseman, records a 3rd out, but not before Bloomington gets the first run, and that run could be the difference today in this kind of weather. So they've got to be feeling good about that as they go against the stellar pitcher, Annabelle Schutte. And Bloomington will come out to play outfield in the bottom of the 4th. Let's see if they stick with the same pitcher here. Only 5 innings today in the first game and the second due to the condensed season, due to the weather. Just less than 3 weeks ago, we had 12 inches of snow on this field. And now it's 75 degrees, beautiful Friday afternoon here in St. Louis Park. And out to take the mound, pitching, is a new pitcher. It's Emma Collins. No, excuse me. No, it's still, let's see, J.C. DeVries now. We have a new pitcher in for Bloomington. Or no, that's not, I'm sorry. That is still Chloe Moore. My mistake there. So, okay, leading off for St. Louis Park, the heart of their order. So this is exactly what they want. The 3, 4, and 5 hitter here. They're down 1, and we're getting late in this game as it is the bottom of the 4th. So due up, number 3 hitter, Sophie Ullman, the 3rd baseman, followed by Maddie Schmitz, the catcher, and then Savannah Romero, the 1st baseman. Those are your first 3 batters in the bottom of the 4th. Chloe Moore still on the mound. She's cruising along here, having given up only 1 hit through 3 1/2. Okay, pitch on away by Moore. Swung on and missed by Ullman. Nice pitch there. I don't know, she looks like she may have taken something off of it just a little bit. Almost looked like a changeup, so strike 1 to Ullman. And that ball high, ball 1, 1-1. Outfield shaded to the right ever so slightly by the Jaguars. Now there's no wind. Pitch on away, swung on right at the pitcher, and she bang, bang, play. Unconscious catch there. What a play, though. That ball was hit sharply. It was going to be a base hit, and Moore robs Ullman of a base hit. 1 out for the Jaguars. Here's that replay. Bang. Thank you very much. Okay, 1 out now. That's unfortunate for St. Louis Park. That was a sure base hit by Ullman. Okay, that brings up Maddie Schmitz, number 8, the catcher. Pitch on away by Moore. Swung on, and that ball's hit deep to center, but the wind holds it up. Wow, 2 big hits, and that is bad luck. And that's the wind, held that thing up. And that was a nice play there by the center fielder for Jefferson,
Come on, guys, get this one.
Alyssa Felt.
Job, Alyssa.
All right, now steps in is Savannah Romero, the 1st baseman, 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 4th, down 1-0. Pitch on away, high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes to Savannah Romero. Great name. Just rolls off the tongue, Savannah Romero. All right, Moore looks in, wind up, pitch, swung on. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Romero. Romero batting .357 coming into this game. Pitch on away. Strike call at the knees.
That's a beautiful pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes now. 2 outs. Romero in the hole. Looking to get something going here with 2 outs. Pitch on away. Swung on. Fouled back. Romero hanging tough here at 1-2. Again, if you're just joining us, we're only playing 5-inning games on this doubleheader due to the condensed season, due to the weather. And another swung on, fouled back. Romero making Chloe Moore work for it here with 2 outs. St. Louis Park really hit 2 balls very hard, but nice plays in the outfield by the Bloomington Jaguars have recorded 2 outs rather than 2 hits. So here comes Moore, pitch on away, swung on, and picked up by the pitcher. She records the 3rd out. 1-3 is the play, so no hits, No runs, and we will go to the top of the 5th. 1-0 Bloomington Jefferson on 2 hits. Let's see if we still have the same lineup here coming in the top of the 5th. Annabelle Schutte, I still expect her to end up. And yeah, she'll take the mound, and it looks like everyone else is in their normal positions in the outfield. Sophie Ullman coming out, playing third base. So Schutte in the top of the 5th will be facing the top of the order for Bloomington. No, excuse me, up to bat will be Chloe Moore. She's the number 7 hitter, so she'll be facing 7, 8, and 9 to lead off the 5th. So it's Chloe Moore, followed by center fielder Alyssa Felt, and then Megan Roach, the left fielder. 7, 8, 9 hitters. So stepping in, the lefty, Moore, and she throws right, but bats left. And she likes those running start at bats. I really don't understand that. How you can hit a ball while you're running makes it, I mean, try golfing and running at a golf ball and hit it. And that ball is still, this ball's moving. Oh, big high pitch. Moore's 5 yards in front of home plate by the time the ball gets there. Interesting strategy. Maybe I'll learn something from her here, though, if she knocks one out there for a base hit. Let's see. Pitch on away low. Chloe Moore. On the year, she's batting .357, so she must know what she's doing. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. That's pretty unusual. All right, pitch on a way outside, and she draws a at-bat walk, so 1 runner on. I think that's the first walk given up by Annabelle Schutte for St. Louis Park, and that brings up number 25, Alyssa Felt. Felt, number 25, the center fielder, batting .312 coming into today's games. So she's got a runner on, nobody out. St. Louis Park, they can't afford to give up any more runs. And boy, St. Louis Park, they're charging in. They are expecting bunt, as you can see, Romero and Ullman. Ullman from third and Romero rushing, looking for a bunt. So Bloomington Jefferson playing what they call small ball, just trying to manufacture runs with bunts and stolen bases, and that bunt attempt goes foul, so strike call. So they're not making any, there's no disguising what they're trying to do here. It's just a matter of whether they can execute it. With no outs, just try to get a runner in scoring position, get a base hit, try to get an insurance run here as they go to the top of the 5th, or the bottom of the 5th, which would be the last inning for St. Louis Park. So they are running out of time. St. Louis Park has to come up with a run here, and they're next ups here in the bottom of the 5th. So, all right, stepping in, Felt. Pitch on away, and she won't be bunting here because she has 2 strikes. If you foul a 3rd strike, that's an automatic out. So now Ullman and Romero will play back and play it straight away. But they are still playing close. Boy, Romero, she's way in front of first base by a good 5 yards. They're still sneaking up. So swung on, pop up, in fly. I don't know if they have an infield fly rule like they do in baseball where it's an automatic out. Sometimes you can trick a runner. You let it drop knowing it's gonna be an out, and the runner starts running and then you tag her out. Kind of a trick play, but all right. So the first out, and now stepping into the batter's box is Megan Roach, the right fielder for Bloomington. Runner on first, 1 out. And that pitch is low by Schutte. Roach on the year is batting 300 coming into tonight's games. Again, we have a doubleheader, one following this one. St. Louis Park is the home team in game 1, and Bloomington Jefferson is the home team in game 2 as part of the condensed schedule due to the weather this year. Okay, here comes Shooty now. Pitch on away, swung on to the left side. Cassio picks it up, and fielder's choice. And she gets the out call at first as Romero digs it out of first. Not sure. Let's look at the replay to see how close that was. All right, Cassio, no play at second there. The slow rolling to short and the thing, yep. Boy, I'd have to see that again. It was that close. But I think the call was fair because it was that close. It wasn't clearly not out, so. All right, oh, there's a nice camera angle there from our behind the umpire pitch, and that ball high and outside. Home audience could have called that one. But we have 2 outs, and Bloomington does now have a runner in scoring position, and that brings up the leadoff hitter, Lizzie Walker. And that pitch is swung on, and will there be enough room? Nope, out of play behind the backstop for a strike. So Lizzie Walker, boy, batting .522. Boy, they'd love to have her get another hit right now to get that insurance run going into the bottom of the 5th. They really want that with 2 outs, and that would hurt St. Louis Park to give up a run here with 2 outs. All right, Shooty looks in. She was going for it, and I think that was called a ball. No, they're looking to the umpire to see if she offered, and he said no, so that's a ball. So it was out of the strike zone. The ump wanted some help from the infield umpire, who's now positioned between second and third, right behind Cassio, the shortstop. So pitch on away. Strike call. So great drama here as we near the end of the game here in the 5th. Bloomington wanting to get that insurance run. Last time up, St. Louis Park was starting to get to Chloe Moore. And that ball is hit and up the middle. We'll see if that leads to a run, and it will definitely, as Chloe Moore comes in, standing up, and a clutch base hit by Lizzie Walker delivers the insurance run and an RBI. 2-0 Jaguars. And they're not done yet, so Walker now on first, the second run across, and now that brings up the number 2 hitter, Cassie Edlund. Edlund is the second baseman, and she takes strike 1. So with Walker on first, 2 outs, Edlund at the plate. She's batting .292 coming into tonight's game. Pitch on away, strike call. So 2 strikes and a stolen base by Walker, throw too late. So now another runner in scoring position, and you know, St. Louis Park, I really don't think they can afford to give up another run here. So they got to get an out, but they've got 2 strikes to Edlund. So an excellent opportunity to get that 3rd out without giving up another run. Pitch on away. Boy, just outside it looked. All right, Shooty looks in. Outfield playing straight away. Swung on. Looks like just out of play to the right side.
Right on it. Stay on it.
All right, Shooty looks in. Pitch on away. Strike call. That'll end the inning. But not before Bloomington gets that insurance run, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th. St. Louis Park, it's do or die time for them. They've got to manufacture 2 hits to extend the game, or they're going to let this one slip away. And I can see Bobby Crumpton over there. He's meeting with his team, giving them a rallying cry. I expect Chloe Moore is going to come out and try to finish this game off for Bloomington. So far, she's having a great game, having given up only 1 hit and no runs over 4 innings so far.
5, 6, 7, you're doing a great job.
Yep, and there comes Moore. Will come out to try to finish this one off in this Metro West Conference rivalry. Bloomington Jefferson down on 494, coming up Highway 100, 169 to St. Louis Park. Trying to get a win on the road here.
All right, good.
So yeah, Chloe Moore will take over at first. And due up for St. Louis Park
That was scary. I thought you were
is number 6, Maddie McIntosh, the second baseman, followed by the right fielder, Caitlin Seaman, and then Sophie Schmitz. So McIntosh, Seaman, and Schmitz are going to try to
Right up the middle.
get something back here as they're down 2-0, bottom of the 5th. And they need base runners. Bloomington Jefferson shaded in the outfield slightly to the right. Pitch on a way to McIntosh. First swing is going to be just out of play. Strike one over the Bloomington Jaguar bench. So 1 strike to McIntosh. McIntosh's batting average on the year, batting just 167. So she'd like to improve on that here, I'm sure, in this conference rivalry. All right, pitch on away by Ullman. Strike call. Boy, I think the ump called that a strike before it even hit the mitt. It looked that good. All right, 2 strikes on McIntosh. No outs here, bottom of the 5th. Pitch on away, strike call. 1 out, Chloe Moore, and they throw that around the horn. So 1 out. And now that brings up the right fielder, number 56, Caitlin Seaman. Seaman batting 267 on the year, trying to get something going here for the Orioles.
Get one to you, Anna. Softer.
This is their last ups unless they can get 2, and her shot, that might drop in there, and a nice play there by the second baseman for Bloomington. I thought that one had a chance.
Nice job, Cass.
But Cassie Edlin, boy, moved really well, getting back, crossover steps, catching that ball in the wind. Really some nice outfield plays by both teams today. Okay, now 2 outs, last hope here. Up is number 15, is Sophie Schmitz. So she's gonna try to keep it alive here in this first of a doubleheader between St. Louis Park, and boy, she chases a pitch way out of the strike zone. So 2 strikes to Schmitz. They're down to their last strike, possibly. Pitch on away and a swing and a miss and a strikeout will end the game 1 of this doubleheader. Chloe Moore throws a 1-hitter and they beat St. Louis Park 2-0 in game 1. But we're going to be broadcasting another game, so stay tuned.